Free to be you. Live, work, play, sleep, allergy-free with ALLERGEX non-drowsy.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso and you're live in S3. Now, over the past few weeks, we have been diving into all the different ways that allergies affect our lives, resulting in many of us realizing that allergies are more than skin deep. In fact, allergies can make us feel restless and fatigued and leave us experiencing feelings of hopelessness. And we tend to think that allergies are just sneezes and hay fever, but these conditions can have a heavy impact on our everyday lives. And here to chat us through all the effects allergies can have is clinical psychologist Anita Prague, just to give us some insight into what this could mean for you and I, especially if one of us has some allergies. Anita, welcome.
Thank you.
It is so great to have you. And I think allergies, it's always been superficially known as, you sneeze sometimes, you know, when any of the equinox pops up, you're going to get all stuffy, shame. But there are emotional impacts related to the individual, and I want to explore that with you for a second. So just a gist of it, emotional connections to allergies, what are they?
You know, it's not fun to feel restricted by your physical, situation. So, if it is a nose issue, a sinus issue, for example, it's, the stuffy head, you don't feel like you can be present in, a company, for example, or think straight, or, you've got the red nose, or... so, and then that all affects how you feel. You can take a bit of a low mood dip. And as they say, just feel very blah most of the time, all day. That's a non-clinical term, I guess.
No, it's good. I mean, the better understanding we have, I think it's important for us to have this conversation. You know, in my family, I know I've got some family members who have bad allergies, and the thing is, they became rather recluse with regard to what was happening to them, especially when they were at the height of their allergies. So let's explore what allergies can do to your social life.
Yeah, so you withdraw, afraid, there's fear of judgment, am I making this up? Am I exaggerating? People don't understand the physical effects, of allergies on the emotion, essentially, and your ability to function day to day and, get up and be ready to take on the day, for example, but when you're being weighed down that way. So it's, people stay indoors and hibernate in that kind of way.
And this is the thing, when you have to face the mirror in the morning, you got the red eyes, maybe the puffiness. And I mean, this is also skin allergies as well.
Absolutely.
This happens to many people. And with regard to self-esteem, the effects of that, allergies and self-esteem, I mean, that must be probably the worst affected of the lot.
Indeed, because, the skin is the largest organ of the body, and so, that is what we show to the world, essentially. So, there are studies that show that, obviously, in childhood, especially if there's stress and trauma, it's quite intense, it affects your immune system. So, it's important to also, when looking at allergies, to determine what are the emotional roots as well to it. So it's not just physical. We are dynamic beings, mind and body together. So, with the skin, again, beauty standards are bad enough as it is, and then to kind of go out and have to put on a brave face, literally, and not cover up and not be fearful.
It's a tough one, especially the mirror. You have to face that before the public, and I think that if you don't get that sorted out, you're not going to be able to go out there. Especially when a friend invites you for a lovely dinner and you're thinking about food allergies. Let's explore those for a second, because your relationship with food is very important, and there's a frustration. Let's just say if you're allergic to a variety of different food, surely someone's appetite is going to be affected severely by that fact.
No one wants to be told all the time what you can and can't do. We all, to feel that restriction and to just be limited all the time. And unfortunately, that sets up a little bit of a fear-based life as well. Because you're always looking out for things that can literally then kill you, for example. And so to be able to enjoy, nourishment of life, which is food, to kind of have that restricted is, I'm sure, pretty debilitating.
So just in a nutshell, Anita, for anybody who is suffering with food, skin, sort of regular allergies, what's the best way to mitigate some of those, social concerns and self-concerns in order to push on? Besides medication, we have to medicate our emotions too.
Well, no, we mustn't medicate our emotions.
Well, medicate, or like as
we
in
need to
meditate our emotions. That should be better.
You know, we need to heal the emotional world that we carry inside, essentially. And so to build yourself from the inside out and to kind of recognize that you are not a victim and that you can overcome this,
yes.
or at least live with it, and you are not your disease, right? So to separate that out, you have to deal with it, handle it, but then not take it on as your identity. I think that's super important, and that's how you build resilience.
Absolutely. Thank you for what you shared today. I know many people who are suffering from that hay fever attack right now are looking at you saying thank you for saying that they're not alone. And that's exactly why we bring in clinical psychologist Anita Prague to give you some ideas as to how allergies can affect you. But remember, you are not alone. In fact, September is National Pharmacy Month. Self-care is a human right, and your pharmacist is your partner. Support your local pharmacy. They are a pillar of your community. And this is brought to you by ALLERGEX, non-drowsy, in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities, one pharmacy at a time.
We've been long in the game, healing South Africa one allergy at a time. All the sneezing, runny nose, itching of nose and throat, we've left no stone unturned until finally South Africa recognized us. You've given us the courage to continue to do what we do best. Live, work, play, sleep allergy-free with ALLERGEX non-drowsy. Ask your pharmacist for the full allergy range. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.